我家现在已经穷的
From the glittering skylines of Beijing to the massive factory hubs of Dongguan, a shadow is falling over the world's second-largest economy. 2025 has become the year of concentrated unemployment, where even seasoned professionals and top-tier graduates are finding themselves sleeping in railway stations. With wages unpaid for months, foreign companies fleeing in droves, and a fiscal crisis finally reaching the pockets of civil servants, the social contract in China is officially fracturing. What happens when hope vanishes for an entire generation? Today, we dive deep into the real stories behind the statistics, the protests, the debt, and the desperate fight for survival. This is China Uncovered. Stay with us as we reveal the reality the authorities don't want you to see. My family is struggling so much right now. We can't afford a basic meal. I can't even pull out 200 yen. In 2025, I've only gotten 8 months of pay. Just look at all the people sleeping on the streets within Beijing's Second Ring Road. Have you seen it? So many people are literally homeless now. Life is brutal for everyone today. Simply being alive is a miracle. People over 35 who lost their jobs can no longer find any decent positions. Today I finished 2 more company interviews. My salary expectations keep dropping to a point where they can't go any lower. Right now in Beijing, finding a job paying 8,000 yen is impossible. The boss told me today that tons of recent graduates are fighting for this spot, and they don't even care about the pay. He asked for one reason why I should be hired for 8,000. My head was literally spinning. I nearly blacked out. He also mentioned a 6-month probation period where my salary would be slashed by another 20%. That means after insurance and housing fund deductions, I take home under 5,000 yuan. Plus, they might fire me within a month. I'm totally helpless. Everywhere you turn, there are unemployed people or freelancers. Just look at the folks on the street. Not a single person has a smile on their face. It's a very grim reality. As an HR rep with 11 years at a listed firm, I personally terminated 685 people, and the final one was myself. Last Friday was my closing day. At 9:30 a.m., I returned my laptop. It contained a decade of my work notes. Walking through the office, Xiao Wu, who helped me plan the layoffs, suddenly looked down, pretending to be busy with some paperwork. Just 2 weeks ago, we were reviewing the layoff list together. I never imagined I'd end up on it. After turning in my ID badge at the desk, my phone buzzed. It was a text from Shaolin, a former colleague. He said, "Hey, I heard you quit. Did you know you'd be fired when you let me go?" I just stared at it. I kept typing and deleting, but couldn't formulate a real response. I didn't have any special insight. It felt like standing on a bridge, deciding who should jump into the water, but then the bridge collapsed and I fell first. China's economy keeps sliding, and unemployment stays high. According to National Bureau of Statistics data from December 15th, the nationwide urban unemployment rate in November was 5.1%, matching last month. The local registered labor force rate hit 5.3%, while the foreign registered rate was 4.7%. Meanwhile, the rate for rural migrant workers sat at 4.4%. However, public perception is very different, with many believing the actual numbers are significantly higher than what official statistics suggest. China's unemployment rate is honestly skyrocketing. You won't realize how bad it is until you actually start job hunting. People over 45 basically can't find decent work anymore. Most end up as community security guards. Women might do cleaning, food delivery, or work in courier services. It's incredibly tough. When you're 40 or 50, finding a job is nearly impossible. They just give you excuses to brush you off. We haven't seen much coverage lately. This is currently China's biggest crisis. The highest unemployment resides among middle-aged people. They must support both elderly parents and young kids. Many are drowning in debt while losing their jobs. With the economy failing, they can't provide for their families. Many marriages have ended in divorce. This society has become too realistic and far too harsh. It's a very painful situation for many families. China's economic state has worsened so much that young people are feeling the impact directly. With foreign investment and firms leaving in droves, supply chain manufacturers are shifting to Southeast Asia and elsewhere. Reports indicate this could result in losing up to 30 million jobs over the next 3 years. Even the few companies struggling to survive are making brutal choices. It is a very difficult transition period. Even resilient industries like tech are surrendering. Giants like BYU and Lenovo have conducted massive layoffs, signaling that this once thriving sector now faces unprecedented obstacles. On Zaya Hongshu, a 40-year-old former BYU staffer shared their sudden layoff story, ending a 16-year career in Beijing and facing a total unknown. It's heartbreaking to see long-term careers vanish overnight. The uncertainty is weighing heavily on everyone in the industry right now. I left BYU, but it wasn't my choice. An unexpected layoff ended my 16 years of work in Beijing. During those years, I handled 4 core business units at BYU and had 11 different managers. I was once part of the early morning subway rush and the last one to leave the office at night. My sense of responsibility and the need for stability as a Beijing migrant worker kept me going. Now I'm just silent. My passion for life has faded due to this sudden change. This July, China saw a record 12.22 million university graduates, roughly the population of Belgium. By 2025, the phrase year of concentrated unemployment became a hot topic, reflecting deep anxiety about the brutal job market. Posts on TikTok and Zaya Hongshu are sharing the painful truth. Jobs are extremely scarce and competition is fierce. It feels like a losing battle for many young people today. By the second half of 2025, we'll enter an era of widespread unemployment. The situation in 2026 will be even more severe. Please, just give me a job in Chongqing. My expectations aren't even high. I just want a decent position. I can handle any hardship, but there are no jobs left. We've searched all over Chongqing, and it's just miserable. I've given up. I've been looking since September, over 3 months now. At first, I thought I'd definitely find work. But now I'm lost. Many business owners can feel it. The economic downturn is very serious. People are spending much less. Signs of China's recession are obvious, and the party's financial system is in deep crisis. Wage arrears are common now. Stop complaining about low pay because some firms have stopped paying entirely. Several friends told me their wages are being delayed day by day. Today's pay is delayed until tomorrow, then the next day, until a month passes without any money. No one dares to quit because they're terrified they won't find another job elsewhere. This leads to something far worse than unemployment: working without getting paid at all. I haven't been paid for 9 months. You probably wouldn't believe it. My cousin told me his state-owned company hasn't paid staff for nearly 7 months. Now, working is just about luck. If you're lucky, you get paid monthly. If not, you might only see money twice a year. I've been here 5 years and always got paid on time. But I heard the company next door has only paid up to April this year. It's almost New Year, and they've only had 4 months of pay. Yet they still show up every day. Are they all rich kids? Why else stay there? In Shanghai, a netizen complained that 3 people laid off together are now fighting for the same job. Let me share the real job market reality in Shanghai. For instance, I was laid off in May and have been unemployed for over 6 months. I haven't had an interview in over 3 months. To be honest, I haven't received a single invitation. Every day I spend hours on recruitment apps and submit 5 or 6 resumes daily. Even at small companies, no one looks at my application. Big companies don't care either. Jobs are clearly becoming increasingly scarce. If you check recruitment apps, updates are rare and the competition is cutthroat. I even encountered something ridiculous. For the exact same role, at least 3 of my former colleagues also applied. You can see how terrifying the market is. I thought, wow, finding a job is so hard. Maybe I'll try part-time. I used to be a live stream host. For years ago, the minimum pay was 200 yen per hour. No one accepted less, and there were no targets. Now on various apps and group chats, it's only about 80 to 120 per hour, sometimes even 50 to 80. It's insane. I didn't believe it, so I asked a brand owner, is anyone really willing to work for this? They said they don't lack workers at all. If they post in a group, 30 people show up instantly. Can you imagine that? The competition is so intense that everyone is fighting for one position. In hubs like Shenzhen and Dongguan, many workers are stranded and sleeping outdoors. Social media discussions in Guangzhou are full of despair. University salaries are down 20% and layoffs are everywhere. In December 2025, a worker posted a video from Dongguan East Railway Station at 2 a.m. It's freezing, the wind is strong, and I don't even have bus money. I can't find work, so I'm sleeping at the station. I regret coming to Dongguan. I don't know where to go. My life is so hard. In December 2025, a blogger showed that Xiliang Entertainment Park in Dongguan no longer has factories or workers. Surrounding shops have all shut down. Shurai, a man from rural Hunan, was forced home due to unemployment. He said finding work in Dongguan is nearly impossible now. He went home in November because he couldn't find a job by year-end. Many factories are either relocating or closing. He lost his job. Xiaowei confirmed there are many homeless people in Dongguan. He said more people arrive daily, but just as many leave. Xiaowei won't return after Chinese New Year. Even with nothing to do at home, at least he won't starve there. Wages in Dongguan are too low now. Many factories aren't hiring, and many jobs are just scams from agents. China's unemployment rate doesn't reflect the truth and isn't useful. Recently, scholar Yuan Hongbing revealed that only civil servants in Beijing's Haidian district will get a full year's pay. Only 60% of university graduates, including gig workers, are currently employed. Hongbing says the party's policies have led to an irreversible economic decline. At the 2025 Central Economic Work Conference, authorities admitted the economy would focus on internal circulation. This signals that the international environment is entering a winter period. He cited reports saying that in Beijing, except for Haidian, civil servants will only receive 8 to 9 months of wages in 2025. Beijing's finances are in such dire straits, and other provinces can only be worse. Remote, impoverished areas are likely even more devastated right now. Furthermore, the 2025 employment rate for university graduates is only 60%, including many flexible workers or gig employees. This means purely unemployed graduates in 2025 have reached nearly 5 million. Adding those unemployed from the past 3 years, the total is about 20 million. These graduates, the most educated group in society, are losing all hope due to this crisis. Yuan pointed out that fiscal and unemployment crises are typical indicators of a major economic collapse. With the recession now irreversible, deepening fiscal and job crises signal a fast-approaching social crisis. Recently, there were reports of teachers, healthcare workers, and sanitation staff not being paid. Now, those rumors have reached civil servants. This group, once considered the most stable, indicates that fiscal pressure is moving from the outskirts to core cities. Beijing, as the capital, should have ample funds, but if even they are struggling, other provinces must be facing widespread wage delays. Poorer central and western regions likely only pay a minimum wage of around 2,000 yen. The unpaid Beijing civil servants are a sign that the recession has entered a critical phase. From the land finance collapse to everyone living on tight budgets, even the core stability forces are affected. Today, China faces 4 major crises: unemployment, housing, debt, and deflation. This makes livelihoods increasingly difficult and is triggering protests everywhere.